Hi, my name is Andrew, and today I'll be talking about why every U.S. citizen should serve at least 2 years in the armed forces. I have a little background in the military. I did 12 years in the Army, and I think this is very important, and I can see a huge disconnect in the military and non-military members. Right now, less than 1% of Americans have served in the military, but they're responsible everybody that's in the military is responsible for protecting 100% of us. That's a pretty big, huge gap. So 1% is protecting 100%, and you know that's a lot. Our country has become more divided, and a lot of people don't share common experiences anymore. They can weaken unity and civic responsibility. Um, there's a division in the military. There's division between people that just don't know what's going on or how it works or anything else. And then I also feel like, the more people that are in the military, the more efficient it could become. And a lot of these problems that you see in government and the miscommunication and every U.S. citizen would understand, the bureaucracy of it all, but also might be able to streamline the U.S. government even more. It's just my take. Why it matters. A country is only as strong as its people. At the end of the day, country is only as strong. If people aren't connected or invested, that strength starts to fade 100%. So my thesis is every U.S. citizen should serve at least 2 years to build unity, character, and a strong nation. Yeah, that pretty much says it. I believe that service brings people together in more ways than one. It's not just, a bunch of guys. It's women, men of all different ethnic and cultural backgrounds. It's a mixing pot, a melting pot of everybody. This kind of goes along with the last slide. It brings different backgrounds to one mission. Everybody's working on the same team. You lots of different things. Just kind of showing religious affiliation and military people. It's mostly Protestant, but then you have some Catholic and military faith group, other minority faith groups, and other unknown entities. But that just kind of lets you know, like, it's a pretty big, different group of people. Um, it builds respect, teamwork, and connection. That experience, I believe that it just brings everybody back together. It builds more respect, teamwork. You learn how other people work in other situations. You learn how you work in situations, what you can give and put into different aspects of it. And I believe that we're lacking a lot of this in today's modern age. Severely disconnected. Um, service, it teaches you discipline and structure, which a lot of people don't develop on their own for a long time in their lives. I think that just creates a strong individual person. It also builds leadership skills, whether you're leading or learning how to follow. Um, you're always either leading from behind or leading from the front. There's always somebody pushing you. Um, and learning how to lead yourself to conquer your own things and to work alone and together. You gain real world skills and learn responsibility in high pressure situations. I can highly attest to this. I started as a combat engineers, which is basically I cleared minefields for a long time, but with that, I learned how terrain works and stuff like that. But then as my career progressed, I actually got into wastewater treatment. And wastewater treatment was based off of a MOS that I attained in the military, which is a military occupational exam or a service. And it was for water treatment purification. And there I learned how to do it. And it directly cross-referenced over into the wastewater side. And I was able to get state certified and everything based off of those certifications and exams that I took in the military. I mean, you can become a doctor, you can go to college, you can get college credits. Everything that you learn in the military, there's a specific job for, and it just, if you don't know the direction you're going to go in life, I believe the military would be a great aspect for you to, understand where you need to go or what you're best suited with. Along with that, there's tons of real benefits like career training and education support, not to mention college credits and home loans. You know, uh, I've bought 2 different homes with the VA home loan, and it's just, you can't beat it. And I'm getting paid to go to school. I, have, I don't know how many college credits, but enough from the military. When citizens are trained and prepared, the entire country becomes stronger. I wholeheartedly believe this. Every time you think there's a crisis, like think of COVID, everybody ran to the store and bought toilet paper. Why? I don't know. But anyways, so I think if everybody served in the military or had some type of serving, the last thing they would be going out to buy is toilet paper. It's just I don't know. But anyway, so this graph here just kind of shows, active military, there's only 1%. Okay, veterans about 9%, give or take 7, and then never have served is right around 93% of people that have never served. I mean, so that kind of shows you, the majority of people that have never served compared to the active duty. I mean, I feel like if our entire nation would be a lot stronger if this majority have served and would understand what the minority here understands. This just, national disasters, national crises, better response to crises and emergencies. We're all trained in it. We know what to do. We know how to handle it. We follow directions. We follow orders. We make judgment calls. We help. We know how to help. We know what we're capable of as a team and as an individual. So that just really helps. I believe it would create a long-term mindset where people feel responsible for their country. This creates, a connection with everybody. You become more intertwined with politics. You become more intertwined with the everyday world because it directly affects you. And just like, being a citizen, everything directly affects you, but now you kind of know the ins and outs of everything. And yeah. Some people argue that mandatory service takes away personal freedom. People say they have a freedom of choice, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. You have a choice, and my choice, was my own choice. So I don't know what to say about that. If people want to argue, that they have the choice to not serve or to not serve, I would say, maybe if you feel like you are unable to serve because of medical reasons or everything else, or you have some family-ish stuff or whatever, I get that. But I feel like like if you're an able and willing body at 18 years old, spending 2 years in the military would not I mean, it would only benefit you. I'll just say that. But at the same time, service benefits everyone by creating a stronger, more united society. Everybody's seen this picture before, I hope, and it has a great deal of history behind it. Yeah, I mean, if you don't feel chills in your spine after watching a movie of these guys, or hearing about a story, or watching a YouTube video, or anything crazy about military conflicts, or World War I or World War II, and just what those guys endured and went through, and you don't get chills down your spine, I mean, they're hardened individuals. If you went through that with them, or if you knew what it was and what you had to sacrifice and everything else, you'd feel pretty patriotic. Service isn't just about the military. It's about building unity, character, and awareness and purpose. I would say that is wholeheartedly true. You become, one, more disciplined, two, your body, everything's in tuned with yourself, and I would highly recommend it. I believe 2 years of service might seem like a lot, but the impact can create and last a lifetime. One small direction, or 2 years of your time, I feel like could set you up for your life. It could tell you what you really want to do, or what you really don't want to do, and it'd help you build people skills and how to get through really tough problems. Some of my references are U.S. Department of Defense, Pew Research Center, and military.com. Again, my name is Andrew Inman. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. Bye.